welcome to the Europlacer stand here at SMTAi. I'm delighted to be joined by John Perrotta, who's the local CEO here in the US. Welcome, John.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here with you.
One of the things I want to talk to you about today is management of inventory. The one thing that people are doing increasingly is they're having more changeovers and they need less downtime. And you've got a few new systems that you've brought along that help to reduce that. Can you tell us a bit about them?
Yes, I'd like to tell you a lot about it. We have been selling an automated storage unit that can hold up to 2,083 approximately 7-inch reels. So we can get a lot of inventory into the storage system. And it's one thing to be able to store reels, it's another to make it work very efficiently in your work center. And so what we've done is we've taken this automated storage robot and we've integrated it into everything that one might want to do very efficiently in a high-mix work center.
Okay. Interesting. So let's go back to the beginning of the story then. So
Sure.
People are coming in and they're bringing. One of the things they've got to do is maybe teach new devices. You know, you've got a library of components, but you get new devices coming in.
Yes.
You need to be able to put them into the system quickly. Efficiently and verify them. Can you tell us, you're using something Circuit Cam?
We're using Aegis Circuit Cam Express.
Aegis Circuit Cam Express, okay.
We've co-developed basically a new enhanced version of Circuit Cam Express for all of our customers. And along with that, what we've also done is we've developed a new package library that is rewritten to industry conventions on sizing and tolerances and so on for almost all of the SMT packages that one would ever need to put in an automated assembly line.
So this is to IPC specs, basically?
It is. Yes, it is. And so what we do is we take our package library and we live link that with our offline workstation, which includes offline vision, and it includes a programming interface that allows the operator to now graphically judge and make changes to new packages that aren't yet associated with items that are in your library. And so in a strict NPI environment, you very well might have 3 or 4 or 5, depending on the application, parts that aren't associated yet, packages that aren't associated yet with part numbers. And this tool allows you to graphically overlay this new package on top of the Gerber location of the board, overlay that. The operator can now use these tools to judge whether or not that package is in fact the right selection for that reference on the board.
Okay, so it's like a digital verification tool as opposed to having to do some manual measurement
Yes,
with
it
calipers.
is. I mean, if you don't have something like this, you have to get the dowel calipers out and you have to print out a spec sheet, and it takes a lot of time. And of course, if you're trying to be efficient in an MPI work center, the comparison is like night and day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've taught the components. We've got the library's full. We're going to go and kit the first job.
Yes.
It goes to the what do you call it? The L0.
L03.
L03. And it requests up to how many reels can it pull at one time?
Well, it'll pull your entire kit. Once again, you're talking about a robot that will pull all of the parts that are required to run your job, and it'll provide up to 37 of those at a time, which makes it very efficient for someone who are then taking those reels and then setting them into feeders or into trolleys, and versus, let's say, pulling them one at a time, that really isn't too efficient. But when you have a robot that's loading into a queue these 37 unique reels, then your operator can very efficiently take those reels, load them into trolleys or feeders and then move those over, get them onto the machine, and then go over and get the rest of the reels. And so you're taking what might be hours of time in a traditional work center and minimizing that down to minutes.
So, job's getting placed.
Yep.
In fact, one of the interesting things, recent things that you've got on the machine here is you have actually got electrical verification tool as well after it's been placed.
Yes, we do.
Components, the job's finished. Components come back to the L03. How do you verify the number of components that are on there? I mean, it counts it on the machine. But what happens with, for example, drop components, missing components, wrong polarity?
We take those into account. Basically, if the feeder indexes and picks a part out of the feeder, we will decrement by one. So it takes that into account. What we will do when a job A is complete is we'll then, as soon as that last board exits from our machine, we will then store the exact quantity that's left on all of the partially used reels that you have left. And then we will take that information and move it to the L03, such that when all of those reels are returned, all of those locations now have the exact quantity that's left on the reel. And so, sort of like an Apple device, what we've really done we really have been in the last couple of years focused on overall efficiency of the work center. And the real way of doing that is to eliminate a lot of the manual steps and other sort of sequential things that people normally get used to, and connected all of our systems together, including
plug and play. You want it just to work.
You do, and you want it to work very easily, so that an operator can easily make best use of it, and that's really what we've achieved here.
Well, there's always innovation going on at Europlacer. I know there's some big announcements coming next year, but we're not going to talk about yet. But for now, John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.